The following is a preview of my upcoming pay-per-view video, Super Brothers, a better understanding of successful black men. Enjoy. Greetings. This is Rom Wills, and this is another one of my special videos. Super Brothers, a better understanding of successful black men. Now I know y'all wondering, like Rom, Super Brothers? Well, you know what? I actually got the term from a book published by an author, B.B. Moore Campbell. Back in the day, it was called, I think it was called Brothers and Sisters. It's been a while. But in that book, it was a work of fiction. A brother who was a bank executive, and, really worked his way to get up, make some money and all of that, was referred to by another character as a super brother. Because, this was a successful man, successful professional, executive, all of that. So I borrowed the term from that. Now, why a better understanding of successful black men? Well, let me share something with you. Back in the day, late 90s, I started working on a book about successful black men because I felt it was a story that wasn't told. I felt that it was a misunderstanding. And in working on it, I developed an outline, a 40-page outline, and I ended up not working on the book. I eventually turned to some other stuff. But, recently I dusted off the outline, and I thought, maybe I should keep working on this book. But then I said, well, no, in the age of social media, and videos and statements made with 140 characters, I was like, nah, you know what? I'll do a video on it, and I'll just talk about it. And this ain't like super deep or anything. This is I'm just going to really talk about some of the issues I saw back then, which is still going on now. That's the irony. I dusted it off and I'm like, wow, these are still issues. Nothing's really changed because it's a different perspective. Like, one of the biggest issues is many people don't feel like successful black men exist. Seriously, it's like a unicorn for some people. In fact, there was an article I wrote back in the day. It was called Successful Black Men and the Shortage of Black Women. It actually came from the research from this for this book. Because in talking about this book, it wasn't just I sat there and just wrote whatever I thought. I talked with some people. I talked with several black men. Professionals, successful business owners, and I was getting their perspective on different things that affect them. So, but like I said, I didn't do it, and it was no real reason why I didn't. Like, I changed my mind or anything. It's just some other books and other things came up at the time. And I'm just like, man, okay. But it's still here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to actually address some of the stuff that I wrote down. Maybe even read from the outline, because the way I did it, it wasn't just I wrote a few sentences. I was writing a few, I was writing paragraphs. In fact, I can convert it to a book easily. And like I said, I looked at it and I was just like, nothing's changed. Because even now, even with some of the stuff I have going on now, some of the stuff, not I have going on, but just going on now, people still seem to lack an understanding of that successful man. It's like we always hear about the men who aren't doing anything, but what about the brothers who have? What about the brothers who studied hard and they're going out here and doing stuff? And, they're reaching the top of their professions, or They're entrepreneurial. They're, flipping houses. And I mean, you got young guys out here who are owning property and stuff like that. But of course, women in the greater society act like these men don't exist. And in many ways, these men are invisible. Now, that's kind of understandable, especially since I recently did a video, Why Successful Black Men Are Low Key, which is got a great response. But I wanted to do this. I wanted to share this video, share what I wrote. And think about it. I want y'all to think about the things I'm talking about. I wrote roughly 20 years ago, but it still applies. So as you listen, just think about what I'm saying, nod, whatever. And like I said, this ain't gonna be like some super deep thing, just presenting a lot of information. Anyway, I want you to check it out. All right. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. Actually, talk to y'all later. This ain't a regular video. Why we get started? Oh man, yeah. All right. So why don't we get started?